The art of trying, failing, and learning. This story starts in 2016. I was a year into my graphic design degree, yet something inside me felt absent. The best way I can explain this is when you're not enjoying something that you're doing, you start chasing anything at all, that feels more exciting no matter the cost. That was me. I was stirring up my own world, avoiding responsibility and dodging the uncomfortable truths inside me. In doing so, I sank even further into the unknown. Eventually, I knew something had to change. I began tuning in to what generally sparked my interest, and that's where the shift began. Art was always my thing. When I was younger, it quickly became my identity when I was labelled the talented one by being able to stay focused on a painting. I remember having a deep interest in painting than the other kids in my class. By the time I hit 19, I realised the pressure of that label can make or destroy you. Talent is one thing, but hard work is another. The truth hit me hard. I needed to try, fail, and learn if I wanted to fill that emptiness inside me with something real. Ignoring that truth had been my mistake. Since then, I've chased my goals with that mindset. No shortcuts, no illusions. Over time, I've learnt to be at home in the unknown. Before I start any painting, I make sure I feel that edge, that mix of fear and vulnerability. It's uncomfortable, yes, but within that discomfort lies the chance to see the world and myself in a completely new way. Cut to a month ago, and I recalled these memories, thinking that I had been off track for a while, not creating things that began with vulnerability. Over the years, I found a safe place in creating things. I've always heard that comfort can distract people from the present. Actively seeking struggle within my paintings can help challenge me, and in turn, break through comfort and propel me into a deeper and better connection to the self. Ideas and thoughts were racing through me. Why don't I visualize my way of thinking within a painting? Maybe I could use visual metaphors to describe my story, my feelings, my emotions. Growing up in the city, there's not too much wildlife, but foxes and magpies are abundant. I've been drawn to painting foxes for a while now, and it was time to research why I was drawn to them. I found that foxes often represent cunning, cleverness, and adaptability. They are frequently seen as tricksters in folklore, symbolizing intelligence used for survival or deception. Magpies, on the other hand, commonly symbolize duality, both good and bad omens. Depending on cultural context, they can represent curiosity, communication, and sometimes mischief due to their attraction to shiny objects. Together, foxes and magpies might evoke themes of wit, mischief, and intelligence. After going down the rabbit hole, I came to the realization that maybe my subconscious was using a fox and magpie to express my feelings. It was time to create. The sketch was complete. I ordered in a 16 by 16 inch wooden panel and was ready to begin painting. I took inspiration from the great Mark Majori and decided to paint with oils from start to finish. Scared and nervous, I began with an underpainting. I focused on the line work and values. The next day, the underpainting was dry. This set the stage for the initial application of colour. I wasn't focusing on the details. Rather, I focused on the basic elements by blocking in colour. Next was the details. This was by far the hardest part of the process. The only way to combat the dips is to consciously be aware that a little struggle is good. It's a reminder that you're on the right track. The hard part is to keep pushing until eventually you come out the other side. Consciously going into the fire is something that I made sure to implement in my creative process. Well over 50 hours of working later, I began slowing my process down, meticulously painting details of every leaf in the foreground. Now, it wasn't about making the most detailed painting, but rather a challenge to create a balance between realism and impressionistic brushstrokes. Adding complementary colours to allow certain areas to pop. This was the stage where I could take a step back and make emphasis on parts of the painting I wanted to stand out to the viewer. With the last brushstrokes, I took time to appreciate the journey that I went through to create this painting. It was a test to myself that I can overcome the doubts and fears that can sometimes feel overwhelming. It became an opportunity to dive deeper into my being, my journey. The fox and magpie are depicted working together through an unsettling environment. They are seen facing the fire with curiosity and strength, a reminder to myself that I should try to dive into something, even if I fail, and to know that I will always learn something new. The art of trying, failing, and learning.